can't get it right. You know what I'm saying? Can't get along, talk funny in the bank, talk funny at the doctor's office, EBD cards at the store. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to save them. They're embarrassed by them. And that's the idea. And there's hate for them. Let's think, look at Obama. You think you could sit down and just chill with him? He's a different nigga. Now I could go further with that. You know what I'm saying? I think them niggas is aliens. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different story, because they also call themselves archons. If you understand Gnostic Science, it goes a little bit further. So they're the angelic archons. The archons are the helpers of the demiurge. The demiurge is nothing but the energy of humanity, the energy of the ego. So the archons are actually a smart group of niggas that help this energy form and develop. And each time I used to read Gnostic Science, you always think of the archons as, and they say angelic forces or angels. And if we're angels of light that are Satan or Lucifer, these archons have angels of light too. That means they manifest here too. And they manifest as that bourgeoisie, we call it. But the ones who hate you like that lady. Like Obama lost it once. Not like a nigga though. They asked him something about Kanye West around the time he jumped on stage and said Beyonce should have won that era. He said, fucking idiot. Boom. I said, oh, really, nigga. Try to find that response he said to Kanye West during that time. Fucking idiot. And it's not just saying fucking idiot, because Kanye West is a fucking idiot. But Kanye West, I believe, was struggling because I think they was trying to really indoctrinate him into that bullshit shit. But him doing shit to try to get attention, George Bush is not your friend. He doesn't like black people. Fucking two things about that. Of course, they killed his mother for it. That's why he started going crazy. And then when the second president, so George, he shit on George Bush, they killed his mother. Then Obama said he's a fucking idiot. He's so psychologically beat up, he's standing there, Trump, trying to redeem himself. He's standing there, Trump, saying that because he's trying to redeem himself for that first fucked up statement he said to George Bush. They are getting him. I don't know him. I don't know his work. I don't know who he was before. I don't really give a fuck. I don't know if he was our brother going wrong or just an asshole who got asshole work done. But when he's chilling with Trump as president, it's because subconsciously he's trying to redeem that statement he made that he felt got his mother killed. He said it at one point, the government killed his mother or whatever. Okay. So the bourgeoisie are also angels of light that fell. Archons. Study archons in Gnosticism. The Boule called themselves archons. And there's two meanings. There's the Gnostic meaning, and there's like helper of the king, or helpers to the king, which most black people, Steve Coakley included, use what we know in our mind control. You know, soon as black people kiss white people's ass. So instead, helper of the king and the Boule and the secret society, they're kissing white people's ass. No one looked at the other one. I did because I studied Gnosticism. Not like I'm better or something. I just decided, because I was taking it for what it meant when Steve Coakley said it. Because I hate, I'm saying the same shit too. But then it occurred to me years later, I said, wait a minute, they call themselves archons. So when I seen the good and bad hair, and then the archon things, like I said, you start looking for facts that kind of back up the channel. And like I said, it's not to be proven, like I'm gonna do a lecture just for myself. And So that made some sense. And then the feeling I had with that mayor started to, it was like, I felt then, even, it was 1998, 1997 or 8, so I was coming 28, 29, and I felt then these weren't black people. The way even the girl was looking at me was like, we don't feel that from black women, even if they ain't trying to fuck. And then when the mother came down, it looked like that's where she was trained well. Light skin, green eyes. You look at the girl, Drew, I forgot her last name, from Def Jam, and she's now one of the complainants against Rush, which doesn't surprise me. So look at how they look. I can't remember this mayor's name. Just look at she was a female, all the female mayors of Washington, D.C. Look in towards the 80s or maybe early 90s. Early 90s. Early to mid 90s, definitely. Because I was still living with my grandmother. So okay. Now, I can't remember the Earth, Wind, and Channel Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Oh, fuck. Totally out my head. I didn't get Maurice White, but we gotta remember, they were conscious. Khadijah's uncle in Denver, he was like Uncle Hank. Khadijah, that's why Khadijah liked Uncle Hank, because he reminded her of her actual uncle. And he used to craft shit. Upstairs now we have a copper pyramid that you could actually sit under. You could disassemble and sit under that he made. And he used to make those for Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them I heard. So they were conscious guys, no doubt. I can't remember that channel. Usually if I had a clue, it'll just trigger him. But I never really went to do that. But I'll channel anybody. We can get him now. I'll go get him. But you probably won't get him through his music. The average guy can get him through his music. I'm gonna get some of the drink. 1 second. All right, let's see what else we got going on. What else we can talk about? Remember, look for the lecture. Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville. We'll be clear on it when the flyer comes around. And it's going to probably be the second week in August. And like I said, we're going to go through it, some of the stuff that he was channeling. Like I said, it's new, so there's going to be much more. Like, they've been telling me to watch movies, including his movie. There was a movie he was in. Oh, the acting is fucking horrifying. Like, I was looking for it, and I said, fuck it, I gotta buy this shit. I got to. $16, and I was like, God damn, if this wasn't a channel, I'd be so mad. I fell asleep on it last night, so he was seeping into my subconscious deeper. And, that's the kind of shit they want to do. The acting was ghastly. It's called The Greatest. Like I said, what you definitely want to watch is a documentary. Any documentary you can find. That Blood Brothers is a good one. Like I said, it showed that union. It revealed a lot of personal stuff. A lot. About me and a friend. And a dynamic. And that's ultimately what he was showing me. And he was showing me the things you could do. My back was fucked up. So he was showing me things like that. You could do it, explaining you could do it. Put that bat by the door. His color, you know, he's giving me his color. So it's still flowing, but we gonna get down with it by the time we there. And whatever, you know, I'll talk about it when we there, but whatever I lecture about is gonna be in his town. So his energy gonna be there. I'm going to do a big libations to him there. But should he reveal to me? Oh man, I can eat these goddamn chips and still be healthy. So, all right, let's have some more shit. All right, let's see. Was it cold in the conference room in Charlotte? You should have said something, y'all Lotus. We just turned down the fucking AC. Poor niggas. Decode Lovecraft Country. I'll talk about Lovecraft Country. There's not too much to decode because Lovecraft Country comes from H.P. Lovecraft's writing. So there's nothing to decode. Go read H.P. Lovecraft's writing. The real question, I guess, if you know the writing of the Necronomicon or really the Cthulhu mythos, did they do it justice? That would be the question. I think they did a good job. What was more damaging and why you're never going to see it ever come out another season of it is because they show black men doing ritual. They show black men actually using natural law, even though they did it in a horrifying setting, because that's what white people think of our natural law. That's what they think of voodoo. Oh, that's like natural law. We use natural objects to create an effect. Natural law. So we use nature. Man, Pepsi is the best fucking chemical going. So natural law, and we use nature. So they think of it as scary. Now, H.P. Lovecraft, who penned the Cthulhu mythos, was just writing short stories. Here's the ironic shit. When my grandfather was full-blown conscious. He was in the OTO and the Thule Society, all that weird shit, because that white people were stealing and pretending they invented, because, you know, we was pretty much trying to figure out, you know, what's the best way to season a rib tip at that time. And he was conscious. Now I understand why he was grumpy, mean, and a recluse. If I was conscious and there was no network or no one, just even one person to talk to, you know what I'm saying? You already got to come home and take a shower when you interact with motherfuckers, regular humans. You know, you want to just sit in the tub and scrub like some mommy dearest shit and bleach. And imagine if this is just everybody. He was a straight recluse and he was full-blown conscious. And when he passed, me and my aunt Yokevit was cleaning out his house, and he had a bunch of comic books called Weird Tales, old shit, one from 1920, 40s, all this real old shit. I just grabbed it, didn't know what it was. And turns out that's where H.P. Lovecraft first started writing Necronomicon, information, short stories, short horror stories. And you could read some of these short, I have books on it. Bobby Hemmett actually sent me some of these books, and you could read some of these short stories, and they are horrifying, man. Like, I don't know you could read and be like shook like that. He'll just tell a story about carnival cats. You'd be like, God damn, he just had a way with it, right? And then he started having these dreams about a deity, or not yet a deity, but a monster named Cthulhu. And he gave the story. He first wrote it in a writing called The Hound, 1924, don't give me the line. There's a whole chapter in my first book on all of this. I have a chapter on Necronomicon. It's the last course in my class because I break down what it actually means, that no one breaks it down on this level for Black people. I was one of the first to decode that, what Cthulhu means, what Shub-Niggurath means, what what's his name, Nyarlathotep, what's my man, Yog-Sothoth, Azathoth, Yig, some of these deities, because he channeled about 7 deities of his. Now, moving forward, the stories were so profound, he made it public domain and allowed anybody to write on it. So you could get volumes and volumes of these stories, but you want to look for Lovecraft stories because those were from the dream. Everyone else was just building on his horror. So collectively, his short stories became called the Cthulhu mythos. What was odd about it that he would be continuing this same dream. So occultists were saying those are channels. But because his writing was profound even before Cthulhu, they were saying, no, he was just a fucking legendary writer. So his impact ultimately became in writing, movies, and the occult world. I think I got it right. There's a book called Necronomicon Files. What's the dude's name? There's 2 guys, Hines, Daniel something Hines, and maybe Philip something. Either way, you can find it just by the title, Necronomicon Files, and they tell you about his impact in those 3 areas. I wish I had this. I wish I was upstairs. There's a book that really gives you everything you need to know about him, but it's in a book about witches, werewolves, and such. It's a blue book. The author's name is not coming. If I was there, I know exactly where it is. Either way, Necronomicon Files or anything by Donald Tyson is pretty good, but you still can get Lovecraft's work because he did make it public domain. I can print out his work word for word and sell it if it was to sell, and sell it and nobody would come for me. And because he made it public domain, understanding the climate back then, horror consisted of like writers like Edgar Allan Poe, and which was creepy. So all the OGs who know who Vincent Price is, all the new niggas, Vincent Price is the voice you heard on Michael Jackson's Thriller. He was a great narrator, he was an actor, but he was one of them horror actors that was in everything horror, and he was in some creepy shit. So like,
hit that like button, subscribe, and tap that bell notification so you can be notified next time I drop some more heat.